Yo. Hello, everyone. Today, tonight, tomorrow, whatever time zone you believe in, we're going to be talking about the infamous Sweet Baby Inc. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to play as the stupid man, and like the guys who knows will tell us. So, Farv, what the hell is going on?
Oh Lord, where you want to start with would be the better question.
I'll give it you choose. Like I'll basically
Okay,
ask like
so this trend started a while back, kind of in the Anita Sarkeesian era, we'll call it, because the fuck that broad, where she was pushing all the feminist frequency, equality in video gaming, blah blah blah, pushing the notion that even though most of gaming, and I said most, so if you want to
yeah.
nitpick it in the audience and make it something it ain't,
Hey
that's on you.
Torshi.
What's up, Torshi? um, is that she brought up this thing where there need to be more equality in video games, not just in
Yes.
representation in the game, but in the staff and production, every fucking thing else. Now,
Yeah,
from this idea of hers, which came out during Gamergate and Me Too and all that other bullshit, you got this group of, I'm sorry to say this, but everybody else is saying at this point, racist individuals.
Well, yeah, that's what they are
Yeah,
from everything I've heard.
who formulated this consultation group because basically they're video game sensitivity fucking readers, and we all know
Yes.
how ass backwards the sensitivity reader shit is. So they get in bottom floor in indie games as
Mhm.
consultations for sensitivity and representation, because unfortunately in the indie game scene, a lot of indie games come from people who have certain kind of beliefs, and I don't give a shit on that note, by the way, but they have certain kind of beliefs. They didn't want to offend nobody, they didn't want to upset nobody,
Yes.
and so they're like, they get in with indie games, and then from indie games they get kind of a good reputation. God only knows why. I'm assuming it had to do with the kind of games they were involved with.
They were
And
involved
they
with a lot of AAA games that I'm seeing.
now, but they
Yeah.
started in indie. But they got into AAA games, and when they got into AAA games is where this started getting to be a more prevalent issue, because they were involved with all the goofy shit in the new Spider-Man 2 game, where they made Mary Jane look like a barrel of slapped ass.
Hold
And
on. I
oh, you
actually
got the
think,
picture, I bet. Yeah.
as far as I know, I
Slapped
did.
jellyfish ass.
Boom. There we
Yeah,
go.
that.
like
She looks mysteriously like one of the representatives from Insomniac. Okay, whatever.
Oh, look at the O on Insomniac.
Oh, I see it. But
So
anyway, that was where it kind of started to get exposed. But even there before, if you remember that bomb that Square USA put out called Forspoken,
yes,
Sweet Baby was massively involved in the production and writing of that fucking train wreck.
yeah.
Now this is
Um,
where this is ground floor level on that shit. But from there they went on, they got into Spider-Man, they had a bunch of shit with Naughty Dog, they got involved in this fucking mess with
now
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Now, just to say what they did in Spider Man. In Spider Man, at the New York Stock Exchange, where in reality it's all American flags. At
Mm-hmm.
the New, they replaced them with pride flags. On the street corner, at the same time, they had, for some reason, two people talking about their gender identity. Now,
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing: in the Middle East, those flags in the Middle East, China, Japan, that areas of the world, those
Mm-hmm.
flags are American. And instead of the people talking about DEI stuff like gender identity, they're now talking about going for coffee.
Well, this is the same thing that we saw with Disney, Star Wars, and most of the Disney Marvel movies. Everything got changed because that audience wouldn't tolerate it and they didn't want to lose the money. Because
Oh,
or
at the end of the day, for everybody but the ideologues at Sweet Baby, it's about the
yeah.
fucking money.
Dan Sparks, can you shoot him the link if you want?
oh yeah,
Who?
yeah, yeah. I will.
Yeah. So I've got their website here. Just
Oh
gotta
fucking
find.
hell!
Oh yeah. When you go on their website, you actually have to go through a verification.
Oh, I don't fucking doubt it. They're paranoid motherfuckers. You saw how quick they took all the shit down off of Twitter when they got called out.
Yep.
especially during the video where one of their higher ups was telling people to intimidate to terrify their HR with with threats of what would happen if they didn't use them.
And I'm sorry, motherfuckers, but DEI ain't what it used to be. The bottom's dropping out of it.
Okay, so projects. Alan Walk 2, Marvel Spider-Man, Ragnarok. Oh god, look at that! Look at the face on this one.
I know, I see it.
Hi, Bob. Battle Shaper, Sable 2. Clients. Look at all these fucking clients that they've got. Big names. You've got
Rocksteady, which is probably going to soon stop being a fucking company at all, thanks to Suicide Squad.
Isn't Santa?
Well, and what happens? Well,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, what happens, they get in good with one. And by good, I mean they're scared, they're intimidated into taking them on. Well, then they get to go to the next one and say, well, they're a client, and they're a client. And then suddenly it looks like this, where almost every major game developer is a client of theirs, and everybody's scared to drop them.
And here's the thing, too. If you look at some of these motherfuckers on that list, they're not consulting with them no more. But they keep them on the list because it's shit they've done in the past. So they use it as a feather in their fucking...
Yeah, so they say, well, they were once clients. So it just continues to happen. They are made to look legitimate because they found a way to do so.
And this is why they're freaking out so fucking hard that they've been called out and had all these lists and shit come out, and they're getting exposed for the douchebags they are, because all they do is write the same fucking bullshit over and over and over again with a different fucking skin on it and sell it to somebody new.
And that's the thing. These are the reasons that these people are the reason why in God of War, the reboot series, why we suddenly had Norse gods being portrayed as black people, or why we got and that's the thing. I'm not saying that there are not people that are currently black that don't have Norse heritage in their bloodlines, but these are Nordic deities.
Gods.
That they don't, the people that worshipped these as a religion, most of them had never even seen a black person. This is ridiculous.
Well, and this is the same reason why the Witcher remake's going to probably eat shit. Because they're already talking about altering it for the fucking mythical modern audience.
Well, that would be like making that'd be like making the African trickster Anansi into a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, god of sorts. Can you imagine that? Not forget the social problems that would cause. How ridiculous would that look? That is the proverbial sore thumb. That is the epitome.
Yeah. But so I have their list of games from 2019, right? And just listen to how in depth they were. Neocab writing, Dota Underlords script writing, Assassin's Creed Valhalla script writing. In Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they canonically made the main character a very butch lesbian woman. Right?
Yeah, and there were no lesbians in the Vikings. I'm sorry to fucking
exactly.
Viking was not a people group. Viking was a job. It was literally to go a Viking.
Yeah, exactly. And there were shield maidens, but the shield maidens were at home defending the home. That's the common misconception in a lot of fiction.
Ones who left
were the women who fought either usually couldn't have children. They were past the age where they were viable to have children. Or occasionally, if they were exceptionally good and say maybe their husband had died, they would be allowed to go out in his place. But it didn't happen very often.
One of the most famous shield maidens out there, the reason why she went, she was looking for someone. That's why she was there. Like, she was looking for her husband, who ended up, dying. So, but there's even debates if she was real.
Yeah, well, because it's hard to tell,
Exactly. But so you go through their list, right? Sable, writing characters. Then, you have God. Hey, Bears.
Hey, Bears. Join the discussion.
Yeah. But you were saying, Bear?
Oh, I just wanted to join.
Oh, of course.
I didn't typically
So-
talk about this stuff on my channel because I do want to at least
Yeah.
like a neutral environment, but I do like to talk shit about retards on the internet.
Exactly. That's what my channel's here for. So then,
Woohoo!
then you start going down. As it comes like more to now time, you start getting like proofreading, additional writing. In Goodbye Volcano High, you have narrative, direction, design, and sensitivity reading. More sensitivity reading start pop.
And I'm gonna be this guy right here.
Go ahead.
More involved, you'll notice a trend. The more involved they are in the game, the worse the game is.
Yes. Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
And every time I hear the word sensitivity reading, it makes me think you're reading the box of tampons.
This is why
This
is why regardless of how low my sales may be, I self fucking publish. I don't need this kind of bullshit in my fucking narrative.
Yeah, but at the end of it, like with all of us here, right? We do our own stuff. No one here bends down to DEI except for Phil. He's our token.
Well, I can't give him a show,
No, if they told me to do all this stuff, I literally want to give them a black eye for that.
Don't you mean eye of color?
No, I actually literally mean I
I
give them a
get you.
black eye. Oh wait, no, better yet, I'll give them a fat lip and a good kick to their crotch too.
Well,
Yeah, but giving them
yeah,
a fat
but
lip's
they're
not
gonna fun-
giving them a fat lip's not very body
No, Jet,
positive.
if
They'd
we
have
were
a
to
problem
give
with
you a
that
black
too.
eye,
yeah.
Would you get like a black
all right. Sorry. Okay, then maybe here's an idea. How about a foot up the butt? Oh wait, no, I probably bet they're into that kind of stuff. Oh, maybe a bloody
Guys,
nose.
if you going for like what Farv was saying about the Witcher series, if you look at what they did to the Netflix series,
it's a perfect example of where it'll go.
Yeah, and
wait,
these people.
which Netflix series?
The Witcher
Witcher?
Netflix show.
Oh, I never watched it. So
Don't.
I can't say.
I watched the first
so
season of it for review purposes. I ended up with 20 pages of notes from 2 episodes.
I think that from what I hear, the only good part was Henry Cavill because of him trying his best to be.
Yeah, he was the
legit.
only one that was trying, and he was the only one who wasn't cast completely fucking ass backwards.
Henry Cavill on the set was like, this isn't lore accurate. That's not lore accurate. Well, this doesn't make sense. And they literally at one time told him, shut up.
And they tried to come out with allegations against him, saying he was hard to work with, saying that he was sexist, saying that he was racist. They tried that crap. They tried to link him to, because him and Gina Carano dated once upon a time. They tried to, I mean, for the love of God, they tried every way in the world to disparage this man, and the only reason he got through it is because he is just that charismatic.
Here's the thing.
The man is an artist at it.
Here's the thing. Of course, he was hard for fucking them to work with because he didn't agree with them. Anybody who doesn't step in line and agree with every fucking single thing these stupid little consultation firms that are either full of fucking misandrists or racists do, and I don't give a fuck. I love fucking women.
I'm just
married
saying
20
to the
fucking
panel,
years, but this
don't
dumb
hold.
shit.
I'm just saying to the panel, don't hold back in what you're saying, guys. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, generally speaking, I don't fucking do that anyway.
All right.
They were also doing the same thing with Jenna Ortega with Wednesday.
Oh
like,
yeah,
she was trying to be she was understanding the darker tone. I liked the darker tone because it felt like an advancement of the character and
he fully understands
Addams
Wednesday
family in
Addams.
general.
Yeah.
Well,
But
if you
she
remember
was
during
still
the
trying to
during the
be true to
strikes,
Wednesday.
exactly. If you remember during the strikes, they were clowning on her for correcting the writers for writing Wednesday wrong.
Well, that's one reason. The other reason was too because she went to set while having COVID, and she wasn't sure she had COVID. So that's another reason why they clown on Jenna Ortega.
No, but what they wanted to do was they wanted to have Wednesday talking about sex, and because Jenna's a very beautiful woman, but she's also done a few raunchier scenes.
I think she's
in
X,
and also
that
recently,
movie.
Yeah,
recently with
a little bit more questionable
Miller's
because
Girl.
she was much younger.
Yeah, but
no, the movie where she was underage technically was like one of the first more
Miller's
breakout
Girl.
roles was the babysitter Killer Queen. Yeah, and Miller's Girl was one of her more recent films.
yeah, but in Wednesday they wanted her to basically have sex with the guy, and she's like, "That's not who Wednesday is."
Yeah,
And
Wednesday is just a cold-hearted killer inside,
Yeah.
and she doesn't really care. She doesn't have feelings.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
well, I know one thing. She starts having some people are obviously thinking that she might have feelings for Enid, the werewolf girl.
that's
because they all. It's the same mass media bullshit where everybody has to be.
Oh, you mean Harley Lovegood?
Chicken and make her gay.
Yeah. It's like this
When
stuff is insane.
when clearly like the werewolf girl Enid, played by Emma Myers, she is obviously crushing on the dude who's the Gorgon, Ajax,
Yeah.
I think. Dude with the snake hair.
It's the same typical shit where you have writers who have very little experience with an IP they're involved with, and they come in with that ego where they think every idea they have is better than the ideas in the IP.
Sure, Farv, and Bear, I'm sure you guys would remember that recently the Disney movie guys came out and they were talking like, "Oh, we've been told not to look at the IPs, not to read the comics."
Oh
This
yeah,
is-
that's come up repeatedly.
I've heard about that.
Marvel
Yeah.
movies.
And of course,
that's just stupid.
the irksome thing that still irks me to this day when I hear it is that Kathleen Kennedy said, "Oh, we don't have any source material to draw upon." Yes, you do.
There you go.
You just made it all non-canon, you asshat.
Yeah, you had.
Okay,
You
okay.
had.
This is what drives me nuts sometimes about the whole canon or not canon thing. Just don't listen to them. You could consider it canon if you want to. Hell, if the
Well-
whole Star Wars community just bounds together and says all the source that they decanonized,
Well,
say
here's
it
the
is
thing.
canon.
And the
fuck
thing
them.
is, to kind of like further on Jeff's
Yeah,
point
hold
too,
on. Farv, go ahead.
I was being patient. I was just saying, here's the thing. You can do that, and a lot of people have, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, it doesn't stop Kennedy and her cadre of crackheads from fucking everything up anyway, because they've got the money and the license.
Yeah, so
unfortunately.
Yeah, but they don't have the
Torshi,
soul.
that they don't have souls, so they don't care. Torshi
Yes,
says,
Torshi, that is absolutely fucking true.
yeah.
Filoni
Oh,
turned out to be a
thanks for your
backbiting
soul.
bitch.
Good impression of
Filoni-
Mickey there.
Filoni,
Ricky the Rat.
yeah, Filoni. Now he has done a couple of good things, like honestly, because I did enjoy Ahsoka, but if you look at a lot of the stuff, like he's on his watch, they're releasing the Acolyte.
I'm gonna lay it out like this.
Go ahead.
Filoni does well when he's mediated.
Yes.
When they let him off his leash, everything he does is dog shit. He does his best work when he was working with George or when he was being somewhat curtailed by fucking Favreau.
Yeah.
He's
I-
getting a
Which one
lot of
did Filoni do?
Filoni was one of the two men-
Pretty much everything since the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was involved in Clone Wars, and he also did non-Star Wars stuff like Avatar: The Last Airbender. He did that show.
Yeah.
Wait, he
Hold
did
on.
Avatar: The Last Airbender?
I think
Yeah.
I believe.
He was early on in that, and that's why a lot of
Yeah,
the
back when he had a
500
brain.
Yeah, that's why a
Back
lot
when
of
he
the
had a
500
brain.
and first have those arrows. You have the arrows on the gloves on Rex, the arrows on the straight up arrow on one of the other guys, but that's why he actually left Avatar: The Last Airbender to go and work on the Clone Wars.
And I was going to say too that with what Jet said to kind of go on to what he was saying earlier, the whole decanon thing. They say they don't have source material, and then they had used their source of material to try to like bleed it into like what is now canon. But they do like all like so for what they did for like what's now called Legends.
Yeah, they
totally
picked apart pieces from
I feel like,
Back
the
to
old
ba-
expanded universe.
yeah.
Back to Sweet Baby. One of the guys working for Sweet Baby Inc. turned around and stated that Toriyama, who recently passed away, that he brought us some of the best and the worst black characters in anime, and that takes resolve. And why does that matter?
I'll tell you why it matters.
Well-
And we already discussed why it mattered.
Yeah,
Because Sweet Baby are run by racist motherfuckers who hide behind this false idea that racism only goes in one fucking direction.
yeah.
Just for that, I hope Master Roshi and Mr. Popo do the fusion dance and go on a perverted rampage.
There was
Oh, boy.
like Fertanga made a good point. It's like the meme where the little black girl was watching the what was it, like the Little Mermaid, the new one.
Yeah.
She's just like me, and it's like on the bottom is like all these black kids. They're watching Dragon Ball. They're like, yeah.
I have to say,
No, but yeah,
You tell me, and I am not joking.
Can to identify with him. Are you freaking high?
If you have to have a character
I'm-
that you have to,
I'm just
look
saying,
at,
I'm
you're
from-
a shallow person.
Yeah.
I'm from the freaking North Tulsa hood, and there is not a motherfucking gangbanger that does not identify with Vegeta. There is not a
Exactly.
single one that don't think he is the motherfucker of all motherfuckers. You know, I mean, he pulls the richest bitch on the planet. He's, you know, like he's constantly looking to get more powerful. He can break planets in a single blow like the motherfucker. And he gets to be the hero and be as mean as he fucking wants to be. You know, there is nobody I know that I grew up with that did not want to be Vegeta.
Like my knowledge of Dragon Ball is like 5 episodes probably. I
Yeah.
watched it when I was a
Me
kid.
neither. Yeah, me neither.
But
I wasn't.
I
much of a
do
Dragon
remember
Ball fan.
Vegeta as like the most determined motherfucker
Mhm.
in the world, and I
But
always
he is.
admired that.
But in the
He's
Majin Buu
determined.
arc, they gave Vegeta one of the best speeches when he was going to go up and fight Majin Buu himself, and he was like, "Am I going to go to heaven?" And then when his kids were going to fight him as well, he knocked out Gohan and Trunks, so they wouldn't get killed.
Mhm.
It was Goten. But yeah,
And-
you're absolutely right. And the thing about that is that his beef was always with Goku. He treated both of Goku's sons. Like an uncle would treat, you know, when he's yelling at Gohan about Gohan not being as strong as he used to be because he was going to school and focusing on everything else, you know, that's you know, too busy with studying and dates to protect the world. You know, that's the thing. I always loved how Vegeta held these boys to the standard that you know that a Saiyan monarch would hold any of them. You know, like that was, I always thought, and Akira Toriyama, his writing is the credit to that. You know, and he never, you know, you're talking about a motherfucker who never let the weird wokies get their way. That was him.
Now, to bring this point back
Yeah.
to the Sweet Baby point, here's how I see this, right? And this has been pointed out by other channels and other motherfuckers before. But if half of the bullshit that Sweet Baby and the mainstream entertainment media want to push about the desperation to see oneself in your fucking entertainment media, then manga, anime, and half of anything, including like Korean films and Korean video games, would not be as fucking popular as they are with freaking black folks, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans. It doesn't matter. There were so many motherfuckers that read manga and shit that don't give a fuck that everybody in is fucking Japanese half the fucking time.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
like-
universally appealing. Nobody
and let me
cares.
tell you, Latinos, they love them some Street Fighter.
Oh yeah.
Out of experience, because I hung out with the Latinos, and they are crazy about Street Fighter.
Dude,
me
our
show you this.
neighbors were a Mexican family. They immigrated here from Mexico, right? And they had their kids, right? You know, right next door to us. I grew up with the kids. I spent half my fucking life over there. We played the fuck out of like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and shit like that. Nobody cared what the characters looked like.
Do you know what drove me nuts about the recent Mortal Kombat movie? There's a lot of problems with that movie. There's some things I like, some things I hate. But how do you fuck up already diverse cast from the games trying to make it more diverse.
By doing exactly what I said earlier, assuming that you know better than the source material.
It's
Oh,
like
talk-
the dude even said they didn't add Johnny Cage because they didn't want to add more
Yeah,
white people.
They didn't like the idea of a white dude being one of the main characters.
Let
and
me
they
show you
like
this.
had like the most boring character.
Yeah,
remember his
that
name.
freaking dude that has that dude who had the freaking golden Wakanda like vibranium armor thingy.
And it's because it's the same fucking issue with almost every writer who wants to put everything in his head. It's the self-insert character. The motherfucker who never existed.
Now that you're
The
mentioning it.
Yeah. The motherfucker who never existed in the canon that they shoved in there so he could be better than the established characters.
So let me show you this one. This is the person, right, who said, like, as you
Oh,
can
it's
see,
this motherfucker. This is the one that got his shit fucking shut down before. For talk, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. For talking shit on Twitter and trying to incite fucking like harassment. You know that's
And
why he got shut down, right?
Yeah, and then this was there, and this is again today. The count
man.
shut down again.
Good riddance.
Like, I'm just after like typing in "Sweet Baby Ink," and so
Oh
much.
god,
stuff-
the fucking act, man.
Oh boy.
yeah.
What
But,
happened
like-
to him?
He's taking
His
some
ego
L's.
happened to him.
Yeah.
Like
What's everybody? This is the act, man. Below me.
Sweet Baby Ink, apparently a narrative studio. Like,
it's only a bit, Reykjavik. Below me act, man.
Sweet Baby is not a DEI firm. Oh, fuck off. It's a DEI narrative studio. Go ahead, try to bend it a
Representation.
little harder. It doesn't hurt.
yeah.
Well, they changed that recently, right?
Oh,
Did
what
you
was
not hear?
it?
They changed the message on their front page. Everybody was talking about it. They removed the mention of diversity from their first front page blurb you read on what their fucking mission statement is. They
You wanna hear
changed it.
on the car ride home from work. I thought of this. The dude that made the detector for Steam, right? The
Mhm.
Sweet Baby
Yeah.
detector.
Yeah.
He's a Latino. Fortenga and Asmongold talked to him.
And
he
he was
has a
also
very
on
thick
side. He
accent.
was
He's
also on side
Brazilian, I believe.
scrollers. He was also on
Um,
side scrollers with Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters. A couple
Right,
days
and-
yesterday. Yeah.
And then
Quick side
and
note.
then
Quick
Toriyama.
side note quick side note with the anti-woke Latinos. By the way, they took it very personally when Big Mañana got canceled because they love Vega. You mentioned Street Fighter earlier, and they all know who plays Vega. So yeah. Anyway, go.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? He plays Vega?
He did.
Oh, well, yeah, did, but I never.
They
knew that.
dude, you know about Street Fighter, so consider this. Because Capcom is so obsessed with this dumb bullshit because the guy running Capcom is super obsessed with following the trends of the West. Do you know what they just did recently with Street Fighter?
No.
No.
They fired the same motherfucker who's been the voice of Ken Masters since Ken had a fucking voice.
Holy shit! For
They
what?
fired him because he said something they decided was insensitive.
Talking about sad things, the fact that the Suicide Squad game is Kevin Conroy's last work.
Actually,
yeah.
no, it isn't.
Yeah, no, they're saying there's one more project he did voice on.
hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it's gonna be that Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. It's gonna be Kevin Conroy's last work.
Yeah.
From what I've heard.
What
Give
was
me
so
1 second.
scummy about
Bubba,
it, though,
can
they
you
were-
unmute yourself for half a second? Because I forgot to readjust your thing for the stream.
I am so sorry.
No,
all right,
it's not your fault. I shoved it up to 200 for when we were like.
Yes, but I was supposed to remind you. I am. My apologies. My voice is loud enough. My goodness.
We're sorry, Farv.
That's all right, man. I already had a migraine.
But no.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. But no, like when you're looking at all this stuff, right? But what I've noticed now, and I'm noticing it even more, is the awakening, as people are calling it, is burning like a lot faster through a lot
That
of
sounds
things.
like something like Dark Souls. Like, ooh,
It
the
kind of does,
awakening.
actually.
the awakening.
Well,
Like,
here's the
rise
thing.
up, awakening.
It took because let's be real, the stupid
Yeah.
Gamergate shit had already pissed a bunch of people off, and that kind of abated and settled down. And then you had these dumbasses fucking up a bunch of major game titles and bragging about it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
of course this shit was going to get stirred back up because
It's-
we're at the point in mainstream media, especially movies, before the gaming shit got real bad again, where people were already sick of this shit in all the AAA mainstream movies. And then suddenly it just starts showing up again in AAA games. And then the AAA studios start mysteriously losing fucking customers and fucking, purchasers and shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy to think how long they've been doing this. Before this whole thing came out, I did play Spider-Man 2.
Mm.
And let me tell you, it is the most mid as fuck game ever. The web swinging
it's
is pretty
essentially
damn
DLC.
fun, but it is probably the most mid game ever. And then like the what was it, the death mission? I was like,
Oh my god.
what the hell?
I
wanna
talk
play
about
Spider-Man.
talk about fucking extraneous content.
So
Like, let me
on
tell
Twitter,
you, like the whole time, as long as I could, I always played as Peter Parker. Nothing like that much against Miles.
Well, no, because I've seen the reviews. The problem inherently, and you can correct me on this if I'm wrong, because I stayed the fuck away from it. But by my understanding, the most important shit and the best missions are all fucking Parkers anyway.
What's
Yeah.
also was something I noticed that when I 100% of the game to get the platinum trophy, Miles actually has more costumes than Peter.
Yeah, it
he
figures.
does.
Wow.
But here's the thing, that is on Twitter, because I'm just looking for some other interesting stuff. Insomniac Wolverine dev and the developer, right, and director of the new Wolverine game has defended Sweet Baby.
Oh gosh.
I knew that. Look, I knew that game was going to be shit. I hate to be that guy because I did like Wolverine for Marvel started fucking him up. But I had no confidence in the game because I've seen every other AAA Marvel game come out. I've seen every recent Marvel movie come out, and the dog shit.
Yeah,
I haven't seen like any Marvel movies since
No, what I
the last
mean-
Spider-Man movie
Yeah, I
with,
didn't watch them. What I mean is I've watched
Far
what
From
they've
Home,
done.
or No Way
You know
Home.
what I mean?
oh yeah.
I want
I'm
to see
paying
Deadpool
money for that
though.
shit.
I'd like me some Deadpool.
Like,
I'm hoping they
talking
don't
about
fuck that up.
Deadpool-
But
Yeah, that I'm a little worried about that one, but
No, so I was talking to the voice inside my head. That's the producer of the show, and that's her own title that she gave herself. But the thing is, we were saying because of the advert and everything, and I was saying this to Cool Street just before, like last week. Are we going to have to? Am I going to have to watch Loki to know what the fuck is going on? Because they're having the TSA, they're having stuff like that. I've never watched Loki. I don't care about Loki.
I
right?
Well,
don't
only-
like any
all
of
you
the
have-
Marvel TV shows.
don't. You just don't.
Yeah.
Right?
All you
My-
have to
I
my
couldn't
folks,
even
they watch them. They started watching She-Hulk, and even they were like, "The fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
Well, all you have to really worry about with the TVA is that they're supposed to protectors of time. That's about it. Nothing too special.
Yeah. But Farv, what did you want to say?
Oh no, all I was gonna say is it's this thing with Disney Marvel, and look, one of the reasons that Disney was able to buy Marvel is because Marvel was already fucking itself at the point they got to it.
Yes.
But then they
Marvel-
took Kevin Feige, who had a whole bunch of shit that he wasn't saying out loud, and then they put him in charge of fucking Marvel. So the further they got into the MCU, the more he was pushing years and fucking years of better stories out of the fucking way so he
Yeah.
could rush them to phase 4, which was the shittiest, worst selling fucking piece of Marvel continuity that had existed up to that point.
They've actually cancelled Phase 4. I believe they may have cancelled Phase 5 because they said these phases aren't working.
They can't afford it.
Oh yeah. They when you look at the fucking CGI from the Marvel shows,
Oh,
fucking
Yeah.
this is from a fucking movie, man. So is that blurry
What
that
the
kid.
Yeah.
hell is even that?
That's
it.
what passes for CG on a fucking Disney Plus Marvel show.
Like, I
No,
understand,
that
TV shows
one-
don't
that
get that
one-
big
that
of a
one-
budget, but this is
that one,
Disney.
That one on the left is from Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, but they're just
one of-
they're not part of the same scene, but it's two examples.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, then you've got this is. I don't know what she's doing there.
It looks like she's actually like banging you. I don't like she's
like-
on top doing her thing.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a mask. Then hold on. Then you've got She-Hulk. This
I
is
saw
coming in-
something. I don't even want to address that because that's such
Go ahead.
bullshit. So that thing with Doctor Strange's third eye there, I was watching somebody doing a review.
Oh my gosh.
I was watching somebody do a watch party of the original Starship Troopers, right?
Yeah,
And there was a comment that made me laugh my ass off because there's a the opening propaganda in the movie.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
that part where they're
Maybe you are.
advertising the psychic guy and he has the little flash. And he's got a third eye, and the dude watching it, this dude is like, "How are the effects in this movie better than Doctor Strange?"
Because they were practical. That's the thing. Okay, maybe except for the swarms of the bugs.
Yeah,
Like,
Paul
that
Verhoeven
was
did a
obvious
great
because-
job.
But when it was like the
Throwing
brain
all
bug,
throwing
it
all the
looked
money in the
weird.
world.
Yeah.
But throwing all the money in the world does not, which they don't have anymore. But throwing all that money at it does not make up for hard work and passion.
Because
you're
Disney
forgetting-
Bar none.
Disney always, and this ties in to the Sweet Baby thing. These corporations, their executives, their command structure is always so out of
Would
fucking
like to know
touch
more.
with anything. Exactly. But the executives are always so out of touch with anything but the shareholders and the stockholders and the fucking, the little chairs that they hire the motherfuckers who will play along best with their busted ideology and who charge the least.
yeah. Like Taika Waititi said, what he likes to do is he'll make the movie, right, and then he goes back and reads the comic and see how he screwed up.
Yeah.
And he thought that was funny.
And these are the fucking assholes they hire because they work for cheaper than motherfuckers that have actually talent. And they
Wait.
don't argue.
Which is caused
was-
Chris Hemsworth. One second.
The Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Christopher Nolan didn't know much about Batman other than Batman, but he got consultants to help make the movie better.
Yeah, but in a way, it's. I mean, the Dark Knight films are more akin to a James Bond film. I mean, he's drew a lot of inspiration from the Bond films, but it makes you wonder, why has Eon Productions not approached him to make a Bond film yet?
Well, here's the thing, too. It's not that it's inherently flawed logic to hire a consultation group. No, it's a good idea. Military movies did it for years. They'd look for veterans as consultations. They go to firms where they train people. The problem here is these companies are only hiring Sweet Baby because they have a reputation for pushing the stupid DEI thing because it might get them a bigger budget.
Yeah, like talking about movies with veterans, the best one was Waterloo Napoleon, where all the Prussian army that rushed in was an entire proper military, right?
I
Like
never
they
saw
were.
Napoleon, so
No, this is from a few years ago, not the new one.
right.
He's talking about an older movie, yeah.
Yeah, these ones were actual cavalry officers who were horse-mounted officers, and like they done a fantastic job. Like, but they don't do that from like movies or games anymore. 'Cause
Well,
they don't-
some games still do it, but the problem is the AAA studios, by and large, they're too happy to reference these consultation firms that a lot of time don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They only want to push what they think is right.
Yeah, like Farminio both played Gotham Knights, and the more you get into it, I've noticed the more the eye got pushed.
Yeah, the deeper into it you get, the more shit you find they hid in it.
Yeah, like on the wall and in the game, in the I'll call it the mini hub, like the back at the bell.
Yeah, the Belfry.
Belvedere Hut. Yeah. There is a pride flag on the wall up in the corner. There is the newer pride flag, and in the game, there is more like of the stuff going around in the game. Oh, we lost Bears.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Okay. But yeah. But Nightwing is bisexual in the game, and Robin is bi in the TV show.
I know.
Well, at least the Tim Drake version of Robin is bisexual.
Here's the problem
So.
too when it comes to this type of DEI
Yeah.
push.
Yes,
They can never get over the idea that being bisexual doesn't mean you're gay by default.
But don't forget, Farv, they don't care what an
No, they
actual
don't.
bisexual is.
They
It's a fetish to them.
Exactly. And it's the way they push a lot of this LGBT content is they push their idea of it. They push the extreme views of it. They
Yeah.
don't ever actually address the actual people. A lot of the people who, by the way,
Hold on.
don't consider themselves part of that community.
Well,
Yeah,
like how they
exactly. It's
portray
like
every
when
gay
you-
guy as effeminate and
Yeah,
Yeah,
guys, give me one
exactly.
second. I just want to address something to Barry. He's stuck in the background.
Oh,
Barry,
shit.
there's something that's not connecting. And that's why I can't bring you up. It says device not connected.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
and
if
also
he was all... Yeah, so go ahead. But yeah, like what you were saying, like, if you notice, there's no like big, like ordinary, like dude who's just gay. Everyone's like, oh my god, I'm going to go and wear all these high heels and
I'll put it this way. When I was in the military,
Yeah.
the last time before I got out, one of my best friends was a lesbian chick who worked in the freaking NBC supply room. You know, the biochemical
Yeah.
stuff, the gas mask and all that shit. And she was normal as fuck. For the most part,
Yeah.
the only time that shit ever came up is if we were sitting around the back of the fucking company smoking and looking at girls. Is the only time that shit ever came up.
But like these people, they don't put their life experiences in it. They put their fetishes. They put like, go ahead.
Well, there's a big problem with that. It's been brought up before. The problem here is they are putting their life experience into it. Because their life experience, usually, if you look at these people, revolves around going to college, hanging out in the same places as everybody else who thinks the exact same shit they do, never leaving their town or city, wherever they live, not understanding really the nature of actual politics or world events. They live in a safe, secure little bubble. So everything they think is the same shit that all their friends or allies think. So that is their life experience they're writing. And that's the problem.
Like, they've even given like in the LGBT flags, they've even given like straight allies a flag.
Jesus Christ.
Well, no, we
And
don't
I'm-
exist.
I know, right? I'm like, does everyone need a fucking flag?
Well, in this fetishized
Apparently.
LGBT community bullshit, actual bisexual people don't fucking exist. They write them as bisexual, but they're just gay.
Don't
Exactly
forget-
the point.
Don't forget the old
There's
saying.
no in between with them. It's like-
Exactly.
Exactly the point. We also need to address like this thing from Torchy about Nathan Grayson.
Go ahead.
Who's
Yeah,
Nathan
yeah.
Grayson?
Yeah, well, just highlight the comment.
Which one is it?
Go back up. It's about talking about like Nathan Grayson, Zoe Quinn.
So,
and
Yeah.
Oh, Zoe Quinn. That
oh yeah,
Mhm.
that yoke. Okay, I know. Yeah, it'll just take me a few minutes to find because it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Who's
no,
Nathan
it's a
Grayson?
little,
I never heard
it's
of
a
him.
little, no, it's a little further down past his Gamergate 10th anniversary. Just that one. Yeah, that's it.
Nathan was remotely linked to Zoe, who is friends and partners with Ellen. Whatever. that last-
Eileen Mary Holoka.
Yeah, fucking weird name, but okay.
And
Like-
this is another thing that Doku HL pointed out. A big part of that was when Gamergate 1.0 happened, the media in conjunction with social media managed to discredit and shut people down. The landscape is different now. Yes, it is. Here's the thing. The reason these people are screeching so hard and fucking freaking out about everything is because when Elon Musk took over Twitter, the fucking bias went.
Yeah.
They can't hide on Twitter anymore and say stupid shit and get away with it no more.
Gulsary said a lot of the
and
time.
Facebook's being exposed.
Yeah.
Mhm. Hold on.
Exposed.
Go ahead.
There you go, right there. I'll read it. Eileen Mary Holoka was the sister of Zoe Quinn's ex-boyfriend, Canadian developed Alec Holoka.
The one
Okay, I
that
heard
she
of them
got
either.
to off
The one-
himself.
The one that she incited to commit unalive. Yes.
Yes.
She Minecraft herself.
No, he made him Minecraft.
She
himself.
pushed him
Oh.
and pushed him on purpose until he offed himself.
So we got a
Yeah.
Hillary
Why is she-
Clinton situation then.
Why is she not in jail?
Because nobody can prove anything.
Of course. Typical.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
So over my neck of the pond, if you do that, you're going to jail. Like if let's say for talk's sake, me and Farv were friends, right? Let's say that Farv was in a dark place and I kept harassing him and I kept bullying him and shit like that. Farv ends up, let's say, unaliving himself. We'll put it like that because YouTube overlords make us talk like toddlers. Turns around and he does something bad to himself, I'll get arrested. Like, and rightfully so. Like, I'm looking at some of the American laws, and it's like, this girl done this, this girl
There's
done
a
that.
secondary
Oh,
issue too
yeah.
with Zoe Quinn. Is it
Go
fucking
ahead.
Quinn's derelict ass was a Canadian citizen?
Oh Christ!
And,
Okay.
and on top of that, she was she also did a very, very good job of painting herself as a victim on paper.
Oh yeah, well, because
That's the
her
problem.
because
we know
her
the
and,
truth.
Because her and fucking little Miss Anita Sarkeesian were best fucking
Yeah.
buddies, and they were covering each
Yep.
other's asses that whole time.
Yep.
Probably scissoring too.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yep.
Talking
Oh,
about
wait. There's a little something extra with Zoe Quinn.
And Torchy dropped this in. His backstabbing sister is connected to Sweet Baby Inc. Surprise. Connected to Zoe Quinn, who shagged with Nathan Grayson. It's an incestuous love affair.
Love.
Well, and talking about his sister. I mean, yeah, that I didn't realize that how they were all connected until this was revealed to us now. But the thing is that I knew back when Zoe was, when people were revealing what really happened. I remember his sister coming and defending Zoe, and a lot of the wokies loved using that. Like, well, his own sister said he was evil. I'm like, she's evil. She's being paid off. I mean, and that's the thing. That's the thing. I would have to be one real evil son of a bitch for my.
And
sister
here's
to
the
turn
thing,
on me
too.
like that. Either of them.
Here's the thing, too. If they'd really wanted to play the rumor mill game, there was plenty of much more easily proven rumors going around about Zoe and how she was getting reviews for her bullshit.
Yep.
So talking about Anita Sarkeesian, would anyone like some cringe?
Oh, it's that fucking photograph, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
oh boy! I haven't seen no photograph.
Oh, this one.
What
Look
the
at
hell?
this photograph.
Yeah, I rolled
Everybody
my eyes
have
when I
a
saw
Yeah,
that.
but here's the thing. The text fucking says it all.
Anita Sarkeesian threw herself a
A
wedding
40th
themed-
birthday party.
42nd.
42nd,
is-
excuse me.
This is the definition of depression, I think.
No
Wait,
shit, right?
42nd
The
wedding?
Coke party.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Wait,
You
wait,
can't
wait,
find a
wait,
man,
wait,
so
wait.
she
You
just
rock
loves
that,
herself in the.
My brother had the funniest comment in response to that, by the way, when he saw it. He said Dennis Rodman did it better.
I don't know what Dennis Rodman is.
Okay, that's great. That's great. But I was gonna say instead of throwing bird seed, they'll throw cat food, and all of our cats come out and eat it.
Cave.
Oh my God! Hold
you're
on, guys.
telling-
Okay,
I went.
just
I
to
went.
give you a
to-
heads up about myself. You're gonna. There is a guarantee I won't know a celebrity name
I,
just because I just don't hear
I
them.
went to her Instagram.
So you're
It's
telling me
worse.
she
There
got married
is
like
this-
41 other times?
No,
There's
no.
more?
There is a series of them. She threw an
Oh my
entire.
gosh!
What the fuck is that crazy broad next to it doing?
Wow,
In the
Okay, that's
last pit. What the
okay.
fuck are you doing?
The dinosaur farm.
All her friends are fucking
creep.
insane. It's not surprising, but
Like,
The cinnamon toast fuck. Wait, hold on. Go back. Go back. To her. She reminds me of the jar dude from Elden Ring.
oh my god.
oh my God! Like,
Oh.
this is so fucking sad.
This is
That
this
is-
is
guys,
such
guys.
narcissism.
Hey, well, yeah, I
It
mean,
is.
it's definitely a side effect of it.
You're telling me
Christ
she's
almighty.
seriously got married
Just
41
birthday,
other times?
Just birthday, happy marriage. Okay.
Crazy woman screams at flowers.
Who
Doku
gets married
says.
that
I'm
many
sorry.
times?
I'm
What is
sorry.
that face? It looks like somebody's doing her in the ass.
It kind
Wrong.
of does.
When he uses the wrong hole.
You know better than
Exactly.
that.
No, Scoob, no.
Guys, you can smell the pronouns in this picture.
What is that jackass in there in the
Smell
camo?
odor.
What the fuck is even that?
He
I
looks
don't know, I
like
can't
he
see
just like I don't know, maybe a cousin that's like the only semi-normal person. I'm saying semi because he's there.
I do.
And there's the other half of the pictures.
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine though what it's like being related to her and knowing all this shit and having to keep your mouth shut to the family?
Ugh.
Like,
So,
oh my god.
Talking about
Like,
bringing it back
I'm
to
just-
gaming.
I can
Yeah.
just smell the mental
Yeah.
illness in that pictures.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, but bringing it back to gaming, she actually got caught in her feminist frequency reviews that a lot of the video clips that she was using were taken from other people, and that
Well, of
she
course
had
they were. You don't think
she
she
had
actually
never
played any
played-
of these fucking games? Do
No,
you?
it was proven that she didn't.
That's my point. This is the same issue they had with a bunch of the mainstream gaming review sites that had weird lefty motherfuckers who had crazy takes. Is that they always borrowed footage from either somebody else in their studio or they gaffed it from somebody else who wasn't even part of their site, and they just used that as their background footage for their review. Because these motherfuckers aren't actually gamers.
No, like one of the things that she genuinely complained about was the sitting animation for the female characters in Destiny.
What a big
I'm not
fucking
surprised.
surprise.
I don't know because I never played Destiny.
So in I've played Destiny since day one. So the male will sit down, your typical soldier sitting in the game, right?
Yeah,
Legs
yeah,
open, sitting down.
Yeah, sits down. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I would just prop up against something if I'm sitting that way.
Yeah, that's
that-
that's what your characters are meant to be doing. But the girls will sit down with their palms flat on the ground and their legs to the side.
Yeah,
And they're like,
That's-
oh, but that's a genuine complaint of hers. Oh, you're a delicate little flower.
I remember when that one episode of Mandalorian came out, they complained about breast armor.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they have little
remember that.
extras, and you know,
yeah. It's like these women don't all these chicks do not understand that they have breasts.
I'm gonna go out on a
Well-
limb and say something here, and it's something that my wife herself has said.
Okay.
The issue with these either extreme left feminists or the fake feminists who do it for clout and money,
Yes,
is that they hate actual women.
they do.
Yes.
Probably in the same group that complain about Miranda's split in Mass Effect.
Yes.
Probably,
yes.
yes.
Like these
You know-
are the same people who literally, when asked on a campus about, like, about the voting rights and things like that, they turned around and said, "Oh, black people don't know how to use a computer. They don't have IDs."
Wow.
Yeah. Then
Jet
they went.
Sparks will be the living example that they are wrong about that.
Then they went.
To answer Doku
Yeah.
HL, the reason that they hate women so much is because they are themselves miserable.
They are. Like, but then they went over to like African American people, students, people on the street, workers, and they're like, "Do you have an ID?" And they're like, all of them said, "Yeah." Do you know how to get to the polling office? And one person didn't know how, and his reason,
Probably because they don't vote.
no, that wasn't why.
Was he
His
new to the
reason-
city?
Literally moved there 2 days ago.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
He's like, "Nah, man, I didn't get him." He said, I just moved here."
The fucking
Right.
probably hasn't even gotten a voter registration card yet.
I got a voter registration card. My polling place is literally just literally a block away from my apartment.
Yeah,
But
like,
it's just stupid. But again, these people thrive on stupid assumptions because they can't stand
Yes.
to be wrong, even though they are wrong half the fucking time on a good day.
Goku says inclusive game and timelines include women, make women ugly to fight
Fight
the
the
male
male
gaze.
gaze.
There it is. There's your AAA Sweet Baby Inc. inspired bullshit ideology.
Yeah, but any male characters are gonna make them completely stupid, or they're gonna make them dumb himbos, or they're just gonna have them for make them have eye can't just be eye candy.
This is why small studio games that don't adhere to this bullshit and Japanese JRPGs and action games and shit like Stellar Blade coming out. For fuck's sake, here's the thing. I was fucking around. Hello, Miss Martin Muses. I was screwing around I was screwing around on PSN the other day, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the game right now, but it's a budget. I mean, budget as hell. They're probably using UE3 or the bottom end of UE4 for this game, but it's a shooter game where you're literally playing this female freaking like recovery agent as part of some government agency, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even this game with this ridiculous budget managed to make the main female character nice to look at.
Yeah, like me, far from Costa Rica, we play Genshin. Like all the women there are like normal. There's like flat as a board to like flotation devices.
And like, here's another example. Anybody who's watched my channel, if you've seen some of the episodes I've done of that survival horror game, Damien 1994. That game is made by a small studio based on old Resident Evil games. And the main character in it, even though the graphics aren't great, Delilah Reyes is still designed to be cute in terms of the graphical limitations of the game.
Mm-hmm.
She's a pretty woman who happens to be capable. It's not that fucking hard to write this.
Exactly. I mean, again, I have several female characters I'm writing. Hell, one of them is the main character of a story that is coinciding with my superhero story. And yeah, she's a very broken character, but she is no by any stretch of the imagination. She's not helpless. She has a lot of things. And hell, she's actually got a pretty sharp tongue.
Yes, Torshi. Yes, it is. It is actually bullshit. I don't argue with that.
But one of the things that I have noticed of late is in a weird fight back, a lot of the smaller games like are getting a lot of traction.
Yeah, because the smaller studios don't get to rely on venture capital and support networks to finance this shit. They have to sell.
And to further advance on that, not just the smaller games, but the older games. All these re-releases, they're taking a page out of the comic book, industry's playbook, and they're releasing things from when people actually liked what was coming out.
The most recent.
Hold on, I gotta do a shout out to somebody there. I see the Woke Breaker, which is somebody I've had very brief encounters with on Janet from Another Planet's Discord. Good to see you, man.
Like,
hey,
last year,
Woke Breaker.
last year, most of my top games were smaller or FromSoft. Like FromSoft, they stole it with Armored Core 6. That was the best game I ever played.
I'll give you a good example here. My top games, I can name them, and you'll notice that hardly any of them are AAA. So my top games last year, Evil West came from Flying Wild
Yes,
Hog.
Evil West was great.
I had Gungrave fucking Gore, which was from Iggy Bob, which is a little Korean studio. It's a third-person shooter where you just shoot crazy shit with infinite bullets.
Oh yeah, I saw
powers.
it. I have the game. I just have yet to play it.
You need to play that. And just it's not hard to write shit. Like literally, okay, I fucking wrote this. What the fuck is this right here on the front cover?
your finger?
Because this is a serious point. This is independent shit. That's one of the two lead characters. She doesn't look like a fucking psycho fucking lesbian monster.
No.
That's
Mary
hard
Jane.
to do this.
Beautiful.
People were talking and like
Yes,
thank God,
TMNT, that's a good point, Phil.
thank God about the avatar creators who are doing the comics. There was a female avatar, right? And someone's like, "Oh, what? Like she had not Cora. Like this is older than her, right?" And she was standing out. No, older. Like they're doing a lot of things about past avatars, and she was standing on one hand and bending from her feet. And someone's like, "Oh, what? She has to be all this masculine," and they're like, "To use her powers, she does martial arts. Just to use her powers, of course she's going to be strong."
So, and Sweet Baby, I bring this one up because Sweet Baby
Yeah.
themselves have been bitching about this one in particular. There's a Korean game getting ready to come out called Stellar Blade.
Mhm.
They have been
I'm
bitching.
looking forward to that.
Oh
but
yeah, we got it.
comes
We got
out
that
the
one
day before a
pre-ordered.
con I'm going to.
Oh, that
but-
sucks.
Do you know what? These are the people that say that body type doesn't exist.
I was actually about to get to that.
And
because
here's the
the
thing.
dev was showing off her actual model.
It's an exact scan
Yeah.
of the lady,
One-to-one
other than
of
the
her
face.
face. Yeah.
So it does
Oh.
exist, dumbasses. And that's another. There's another character, Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm.
They think a man created her. No,
No.
a woman did. And God bless her for it.
There are a bunch of manga and anime that have come out that I've seen that bullshit come up with. Like, oh, obviously some misogynist, sexist man designed the female characters, and you look back on it, and it's a female lead writer and character designer.
Sailor
yeah.
Moon is a one
And the
example
thing-
of that.
And the term misogynist is like so overused and misused nowadays, like an abused term.
Mm.
It's like
So many
anything you
words that
say
can be
against like
used.
like a lady-led character nowadays, like
So-
especially in the nerd culture. Oh, you're being misogynist because you're criticizing it. Like what the? fuck?
What was that?
So it's frustrating. That's my point.
Wow. My wife was over there, overheard me, said, stop picking on the disabled people.
I'm
So,
not
but
disabled.
if
I'm
you
just extra happy.
If you look at like the words that they keep shouting that are completely pointless now, but that a few years ago were absolutely racist, homophobic.
Lord.
Like, if
Take a
people
shot every
call-
time you hear it. You die.
Well, yeah,
of a
but the thing
failure.
is, a few years ago, people called you like racist. You'd be like, me? What? I didn't do that. But nowadays, if someone turned around and called you racist, you're just looking up, fuck you.
I mean, is it wrong
Exactly.
that I just kind of did that before?
Yeah,
Like,
I
dude,
mean,
let me tell you, my job is like a Twitter's person nightmare. I'm not even kidding. The like, it's so politically incorrect. I love it. Even HR is politically incorrect.
Look, I came out of the military before all this stupid shit with the military brass got started.
Yeah. So we are after going for an hour.
Oh, are we?
We'll all an hour and 2 minutes,
Oops.
5 seconds. But we're going to shit ourselves. But before that, Bubba, you want to tell what happened for people who didn't know? Bubba?
Bubba found his race and it's alien.
No.
He might have
Barb,
gotten called.
No, if Bubba's working, you want to tell about who passed away?
Oh yeah, okay. So we decided we wanted to. Oh yeah, Torch. You want to know if you could link the Sweet Baby Inc. Detective Curator?
I don't even have the link to that.
I don't have it on hand either.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. Did you want to discuss the Akira Toriyama thing so we could have our moment?
Yeah, go ahead.
So apparently he passed away on the 1st, which they're a day ahead of us in a day ahead of the States in Japan. So it was 9 days ago. I must commend everyone who knew and kept it a secret in 2024. But the family, was allowed to have, their privacy. They were allowed to grieve, and that is a very nice thing. Now that we all know we are in mourning, and let's face it, there's not a church or cemetery on the planet that would fit over 9,000 fans anyway. So anyway, all jokes aside, the man was a legend. And though he didn't live a short life, he didn't get to live a long one either. But he lived a very fulfilled one. He put forth a brand that is recognizable alongside Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, Superman, Ninja Turtles. There is no modernized place on the planet that has never heard of Dragon Ball Z. Or Dragon Ball in general. His work, his legacy, his work on Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger and and so on and so forth. The man, there is not a part of our lives. If you're a comic book fan, if you're a cartoon fan, if you're, if you're a video game fan, you know Akira Toriyama's work, even if you don't know his name. So instead of just simply mourning his passing, we're going to celebrate his life. He gave us so much inspiration. There are people who, just like others, he did what we all dream of doing, making something that the whole world gets to see, and that it might get somebody through something hard. And I know plenty of people who, because of Akira Toriyama's work, have been able to get through all sorts of problems. The man was absolutely spectacular. He worked until the end. There are still, for several years to come, because the man definitely knew the end was near. He pushed out a lot of work and left the rest in the hands of his proteges. The man was absolutely spectacular.
He didn't know the end. The only thing I have to say is, sadly, he didn't know the end was coming because he had an aneurysm.
Well, no, he's been. I saw an article earlier today that they've been monitoring this situation for a while.
Well, they know
I feel like, he didn't know when it was going to happen, but he's known for years that it was within the realm of possibilities. And a lot of this coincides from when he started taking the driver's seat again on Dragon Ball Super and such. So I feel like the man wanted to lay down his legacy one more time, and he did. I'm waiting for Sandlands to come out. We've got Sparking Zero, Dragon Ball Daima. He's had a hand in all of this, in ways that he didn't.
Yeah.
But before, I'm. Like I said, the man was incredible.
Yeah. So, Five, you want to share your stuff?
No, guys. First, let's all hold a moment of silence for Akira Toriyama for all the work that he's done for everything. All right.
Okay. Five, you want to go?
Yeah. Okay. So I got a channel called Farvithian Guard. It's where my brother, whose handle is Mr. Nobody, and I post a lot of our gaming stuff. We do co-op games on there. We do co-op commentary on single-player games. Occasionally, we discuss stuff in the gaming news when it doesn't piss us off to the point we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Also, there is a link on my channel and my Twitter. I'm on Twitter as @Farvithian. And there's a link there to my book, which also has a link on my Discord. And there's usually a link in the description of my individual videos for my book on Amazon. The sequel is probably going to be done sometime late this year, depending on how long it takes me to go through the copyright office and my artist for the cover. And my brother has a channel literally called Mr. Nobody Presents also. And that's the collab channel.
Hold on. Five?
Yes. Oh, yes. I advertised it once in Janet's Discord, but I think it got buried. It's a fantasy novel that I'm writing. Well, that I wrote, and I'm still writing the other books in the series.
Yep. It's available
Thank
on
you,
Amazon.
Phil. I appreciate it.
Hold on. I'll grab the Amazon link for you.
Thank you, Phil. Appreciate it. Who's next in the line?
Yeah, Jet Sparks.
Your turn.
Okay, yeah. I am JetSparks373. I do gameplay videos. I also have done writing streams, and I want to do more stuff like have discussion like in-depth discussion panels on my channel. Like I want to try to get a in-depth discussion about lightsabers talked about on my channel. So I want looking for some deep Star Wars lore experts, the ones who have delved into the expanded universe and have deep, extensive knowledge on such topics as well. And I mean, also I want to try to do more discussions about tokusatsu stuff. Like I probably want to do some more stuff about Power Rangers in the near future.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, I do writing streams. I'm also every Friday, me and my other compatriot Bears do a little podcast called The Gaming Den as well. So you can check it out on his channel. I have it in the private chat.
Okay.
Torshi, that would be epic, and because of the hands it's in, that will never happen.
Look at Jack going to 2 podcasts in one night.
So, Bear, you're up.
Well, I'm Bear64. I don't typically talk about this stuff on my channel, but I do like talking shit. So I typically do Let's Plays. Do that like for 3 days a week. I do an open arena series. Tomorrow will be Smash Brothers, and a Sunday poll where the viewers get to choose what they want to see.
Always. Ooh. So again, yeah. Saturday stream is known as the Subpar Arena, where it's just me, our friend Killzone, and him all messing around, fighting each other in Smash Bros. Or any other random game, and of course, his Sunday Fun Day poll. So always be on the lookout for that on his channel.
Oh, to be fair, thank you for reminding me, by the way. I forgot to mention, we do have, unless things go incredibly stupid, we do have streams Monday nights and Thursday nights on my channel. The Monday streams have a poll that goes up a few days ahead of time to vote between stuff we have on offer for Monday, just so you guys know.
Okay. Bubba?
Well, I am Geek Hero Bubba here and on X. To be perfectly honest, until I get my channel up and going, all I do really is argue with people and show up on other people's channels to argue with people. Anyway, the point is that I'm very good at it, and it's a lot of fun, and it gets me through a lot of boring nights. So anyway, I'm if you want to watch me, go head to head with crazies from all sides, just find the name Geek Hero Bubba, and I promise you, there's only one.
Mm-hmm. So, Phil?
So, I also made noticing I'm like, what, less than 50 is, like, a little bit over 50 subs away from 900.
Damn.
Yeah. I gonna promote one of my friends' campaigns. She's doing a campaign on a comic book, so if you guys can, please subscribe to that, or whatever the proper term is for that. So back it, or at least check it out.
Yeah, it's back. I think it's back in.
Yeah.
So I posted in both mine and Robin's chat.
Yes, thanking you very much for that.
I will also be dropping the YouTube channel as well.
Hold on. Friend. I will actually pin that. There you go. Message pinned.
Thank you.
So, just remember, if the boobs are gone, the color, the character's color isn't the way they're supposed to be, that baby ain't sweet.
So on that note, I'm going to end the stream in 44 seconds, but I love showing fucked up shit. Oh God, where is it? Hold on, where? It's in this one.
What's that mean, the Mankini, is it?
No.
39,
no,
38,
I want to keep my channel.
36, 35, 34. There we go.
You.
Oh, fuck. What is going on here?
Oh, my gosh. Are they going to blow up the tire?
Already looks like a homemade landmine.
It kind of does.
Oh, my God. Idiot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he's gone.
Like my stream. Goodbye, everyone.